Hey everyone, it's Raj from 3CB. LA Dodgers manager Doc Roberts decided to pull legendary pitcher Clayton Kershaw out of the game after he was pitching a perfect game through 7 innings. The question becomes, considering how rare and incredible that feat is, it's only happened 23 times in the MLB, did Doc make the right choice? First, from a competitive standpoint, obviously you want to stay in that game and finish that game out. And that's something that Clayton certainly touched upon in his post-game. However, to understand the full calculus that went into this decision, we have to understand the full context and background. Firstly, Kershaw's injury history is well documented. He has a history of multiple lumbar low back issues, and last year he dealt with prolonged soreness and issues in his forearm and elbow to the extent that he missed the postseason. Due to those issues, he didn't start throwing until January, so his ramp up was shortened, and then he didn't throw on a mound until spring training, and even spring training was truncated due to the lockout. Therefore, you have a pitcher who's not built up yet, and remember, this is game 1. In terms of pitch count, Clayton's last session was 75 pitches, and it was at 6 innings. In this case, heading into the 8th, he would have been at 80 pitches, which is obviously 5 above. But let's say we used the same amount of pitches per inning that he had prior in those 7 innings, about 11 per inning. If you let him go out there and pitch the 8th, he's now at 91 pitches. That's about a 21% increase in load. If you go out there and let him pitch the 8th and 9th, now you're looking at nearly a 36% increase in load and pitch count. And remember, the load and stress of pitching in actual games is different than just a simulated game. So you have to add that factor in as well. And then therefore the question becomes, if you're say comfortable with him going into that 21% range, but you're not comfortable with the 36% range, why even let him go out there for the 8th in the first place, right? That whole thing becomes null and void and you pull him out. Further, Kershaw commented after the game that it was his time to come out and that he was really losing the bite on his slider. So that indicated to him that he was getting tired. And then his catcher, Austin Barnes, also said that it was clear that Kershaw was getting tired as well and it's time to come out. So to sum up so far, you have a pitcher with an extensive low back injury history who just came off elbow and forearm issues, who's on the tail end of his career with a shortened ramp up that he's not acclimated to, and he's getting into a pitch count and level of load that is significantly beyond what he is used to. And this is a Dodgers team with World Championship aspirations, so they have to think big picture. When you take all those factors into the equation and you look at the risk reward, the decision here certainly makes sense. And although that perfect game, of course, is so tantalizing and so historic, the Dodgers and Kershaw have greater aspirations in mind.